So, hey, y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. This morning, we're going to talk about, I think I want to talk about something like coming out of your comfort zone or doing something different. I haven't decided what I'm going to title this, but I mainly want to, first of all, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to press like. I would love for you to share it with a friend, and I would love for you to subscribe. I got 5 more days. I got to be more intentional. I need to reach out to some people and ask them to, or I need to try to put the videos out there a little bit more. I've only been posting like once a day, and I used to post twice a day, sometimes 3 times. So I might need to get my posting up, and usually that might just be because I did a short or something out of a regular video. So y'all tell me what you think I need to do to get my numbers up. All right. So I want to talk about doing something different or trying something new. And I want to talk about it from a perspective of that saying, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting to get different results. And sometimes we can do the same thing over and over. We can do the same process, and then we get the same results. And so one of the things that one of the things I had a conversation with myself about is that, like, I'm so conservative. Sorry guys, my GPS is trying to get in on the conversation this morning. I am so conservative when it comes to certain things that, a lot of things I had not been open for. And when I say had not been open, I'm not talking about doing anything drastic or anything that goes against your integrity or anything like that. But I am saying that you might have to do something different to meet him, or to have the opportunity to meet him. And I'm saying that because several of the guys that I've met, over a period of time, even in the past, they work a lot. Like if they work a regular job or they have a job, especially where they can work overtime and things like that, a lot of them hardworking men are going to take advantage of those type opportunities. And so when you think about somebody that might be working a 12-hour shift, but he's trying to date, he's interested in you, but he just don't know how to fit that in. And so having the opportunity to meet up with him at a time where his schedule really allows that, you have to be unique with how you do that. And so I'm saying that to you guys to say, don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to come up with some creative ways in order to spend time with him. And don't, how can I say this? I want to make sure, because back in the day, let me just go back. I'm trying to say this politically correct. I know people say, don't get into the Netflix and chill type situation. And I'm not talking about getting into that with a man that just is trying to just get you in bed or something like that. But back in the day, I don't recall when I was dating my high school sweetheart, I don't recall us always going somewhere. He came to my house, or I went to his house. There was a time period where our dating was visiting each other at each other's homes, and it was just spending time with each other. So what I'm saying to you is, if he is a man that works a lot, and if he is a hard-working guy, he has a schedule that's really tight, Netflix and chill might be what is the best fit for you all in order for you to get to know each other initially. And so, and honestly, it might be more in our age bracket, is more Netflix and go to sleep. Netflix is on, but y'all done talked till you can't talk no more, and then you just, you sleep and he sleep. But I'm saying that to you to say, don't close the door on opportunities just because you can't go to a 5-star restaurant. Don't close the door on opportunities just because you can't get all dolled up and go out somewhere. There will be times and places for that. If you are dating for wife and husband opportunities. That dating looks different than the people who are dating for social status and or social um, outcomes. If you only want to look good, you only want to take a picture of your food and post it, and I mean, this is relative because I take picture of the food sometimes if it's really pretty. I love pretty presentations. Being an event planner, it's all about the presentation. And so when I see pretty food or pretty decorations, I like to take a picture of that. And I love to post it sometimes. Anybody that knows me, I post more on this YouTube channel than I do on my personal Facebook page. You can have 1,000 things that have taken place in my life and it's not going to be posted on social media. Sometimes I post and sometimes I don't. Now, most times I might be posted in someone else's post, but it's not going to be my personal post that's going to have that out there. So I'm saying to you, ladies, open up your minds to think about something different. Don't be so narrow-minded that you don't look at an opportunity that may present itself for you to spend time with him. Especially, hear me when I say, especially if he is initiating and he is trying to figure out in his schedule how he can make it happen. Be cautious of that, because in his mind, he could be doing a whole lot of other things. He could be running errands. He could be doing this. If he is saying, hey, I'm trying to work out my schedule. I know I'm going to have to work, and I'm working Monday through Friday, and I'm having to work on the weekends right now. But I want to see you. And I'm going to carve out some time to see what we can do. Like, what's your schedule looks like? If he's trying to do that, make sure that you pay attention to that. That's somebody that you want to keep around, because guess what? He's initiating, first of all, the opportunity to spend time with you. And then he is rearranging and trying to figure out the best way, not just for you, even when he's considerate, like, what's your schedule like? What's your best times? And then he's like, okay, let me see what the schedule at work is going to look like so I can make this happen. And I want to say that to ladies who are looking at it and they saying, oh, he just work all the time. He don't have time for this, that, and the other. Well, you got to think, I don't know of a household where he could just be laying around the house chilling with you and the bills are getting paid. And especially if he's already a homeowner or he's already someone that is established. In our age bracket, we don't have the luxury of just sitting around and gazing into each other's eyes. Even with me, I have a very tight schedule. So my opportunity to visit with someone or spend some quality time with someone is very limited. And this year, because I am working on a degree, my son is a senior in school, there is a lot of moving parts that are going on right now. We're trying to get applications for colleges done, looking at college visits, trying to talk with coaches, trying to make him more independent, helping him to know how to do that, teaching him how to move forward. So even if I'm able to carve out time for someone, it's important. And so I just want to say to you, don't be so stuck in one way of doing things. If you guys can't go to a restaurant, can you cook at the house? Can you do a early Saturday morning breakfast? And maybe instead of going to the restaurant because it's more convenient for him, can you go to his place or can he come to yours? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be wooed, because you should. I think we all should. But I'm saying that if you're looking at him and he's looking at you as a long-term opportunity and a long-term investment, then there won't be a need to rush that, because at some point you'll have that. At some point you'll have the opportunity for y'all to go out all the time and sit down at the restaurants. And when you come together with him, and his life comes together with you, then at some point you guys will be able to make things easier for each other. Right now, this is just the getting to know each other stage. And I remember when my brother was dating, and I know they've been together 40 years. Um, they've been together 40 years, and they've been married. I want to say this year is either year 28 or 29. They've been married close to 30 years. But I remember when she was dating my brother, and he worked during the day, and my father had our cleaning business. I'm gonna pick my phone up now that I'm settled. My father had our cleaning business, and in the cleaning business, my brother had to go with my dad at night to help him with that. And with him going with my dad, he didn't have a lot of time. And I remember my sister-in-law coming to the house, and she sitting with him. Like sometimes we would be outside having my dad work on the car or something like that. She would be right there hanging with us. She just wanted to be in his presence. And when you meet somebody that's what you guys want, like you find someone that you jive with them, they jive with you, y'all got a good vibe, and you just want to be in their presence, it doesn't matter whether you're at a restaurant or not. Yes, you can go and sit and enjoy that. But what I'm saying to you is don't eliminate the opportunity to get to know someone in an unorthodox way. Go back to the old school way. We sat on the sofa and watched TV all the time back then. And if I'm completely honest with you, because I still kind of keep in touch with his family online. If I had married my high school sweetheart, the only thing that really kind of pulled us apart was that he went to college, and I wasn't ready for college. I actually tried to go into the Army, but I didn't pass the test. I kept failing the test. So that just wasn't my journey. That wasn't my place to be. And so if I had married him, I really believe he and I would still be married because he was a very committable guy. And then the person who he did marry later on, they were married for many, many years. But the bottom line is we sat at the house and chilled many times. That was the point that I was trying to get to. Because we didn't have no money. When you think about it, when you're young, you don't have any money. My son is dating right now. I told him, I said, hey, you need a job. You didn't left the Publix. You got to get up there to the Chick-fil-A or somewhere because you got a young lady right now, and she come from a household where she is accustomed to being taken care of. You're gonna need a job. I had her mama laughing. Then my son got to get a job to date your daughter. So, ladies, I'm just saying to you, don't discount the opportunity to get to know someone in an unorthodox way. Still schedule the dinners, still allow him to, take you out to dinner and things of that sort. But don't close the door on an opportunity to spend time with him if he is trying to make that time to spend with you and his schedule is so tight that he cannot really find that. Don't close the door on an opportunity to meet at the house and cook dinner and, just chill on the back porch or sit on the deck or, cook breakfast or something like that, meet up for breakfast. I think that if we get back to the simple ways of life, that's when we'll get back to the simple ways of love. And if that's what you really want as a wife, then you have to know that there are some sacrifices that are going to look different than what societal norms are right now. So that was just my tidbit for y'all this morning. I hope everybody has an awesome day. We're going into the weekend. It's Friday. Yay. All right. If you enjoyed the video, I need for you to click like. I'd love for you to share it with a friend. And I would love for you to subscribe. Have an awesome day, y'all. Bye.